So, welcome everybody to the Australian Hypnosis Conference. Here we have Alistair Horscroft, and he's going to be talking about the Hummingbird Method. I've never heard of this before, Dal. You're going to have to explain more to me. Tell us more.
Yeah, hey Trish, how you doing? Hi everyone. Yeah, so I mean, I've been hypnotizing people for about 25 years. So I think I've 11,000 people. I think I'm up to about 11,000 people I've hypnotized.
Nice.
And yeah, both the UK, America, and Australia. And I think, you get to a certain point in your career where you've worked a few things out, a few patterns, a few kind of universal themes, and you
Yep.
think, oh, after 25 years, maybe I should launch, something that I'm proud of that might be a relatively but unique way of doing things. And
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
so that's what the hummingbird method really is. I mean, I do always, like we all know, we're all standing on the shoulders of giants, and I owe a lot to David Grove. He was always one of my kind of heroes. I never met him, but I was always a massive fan of his clean language approach.
Yep.
And kind of a lot of the courses, well, every course we teach, we pretty much teach through the clean language kind of system anyway.
Mhm.
And I looked at that, and I've always been a fan of Jung and symbolism, the unconscious, from a symbolic, representation perspective, NLP, obviously. And I just started realizing, yeah, I think there's something that people are missing here.
Yep.
That if I put into a cohesive kind of whole, it could help a lot of people resolve a lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
so from that, the Hummingbird Method was born, and now we're kind of sharing it, and we get rave reviews. People resolving long-term addictions, traumas, blocks, relationship issues. Obviously, when you create your own approach, there is you always want to see kind of, does it fit everywhere? You know what I mean?
Yes,
Where does
yes,
it not fit?
absolutely.
And I think kind of obviously one of the big errors is that we kind of create a system. We go, it can sort everything out, and I'm certainly not claiming that.
Yep.
But it can certainly sort a lot of stuff out. And then I've got another system coming out next in a couple of months as well. So, which will kind of take care of the stuff that the Hummingbird Method doesn't. But Hummingbird Method, I would say life blocks, traumas, addictions, stuck points,
Mhm.
relationships, that kind of stuff. Very, very
Yep.
useful.
How did you come up with that you would call it the hummingbird? Because that's like really, really cute and like all with a vagal tone, and I like it.
Well, the last thing I wanted to do was to give it yet another three-letter acronym. You know what I mean? I was like, not
Yep.
another one. We can't have
Or
NSC.
something like hypno blah,
Yeah,
hypno
yeah, yeah.
blah.
I just couldn't do it.
Yep.
Look, I remember back in the day when I was doing kind of shamanism, I was gifted, the hummingbird as one of my animals, I'm going to make your life joyful whether you like it or
Yeah.
not. You know what I mean?
Because you
So
can't be angry at a hummingbird. It's
you
like
can't
the
go and go to
cutest
hummingbird.
thing in the
People
world.
exactly. People try, but they can't. I get
No,
away
you
with
can't.
everything. I get away with all the mischief, Trish, because of my hummingbird power. And then I was kind of looking at it, but here's the most fascinating thing. I ended up kind of calling it the hummingbird method. I didn't want to call it the hummingbird system because again, it just sounded too kind of engineering based. I didn't want to call it the hummingbird process. It didn't, none of those kind of felt right, but the method did feel right. But of course, once I'd named it, after the fact, I thought, well, and this is honestly a true story. I thought, well, there is the butterfly effect. So I wonder if there's a hummingbird effect. And I looked it up, and indeed there is. And it was
Oh,
almost a perfect representation of the system because the hummingbird effect says that a change in one domain can have quite unexpected changes in another domain. And you won't understand those changes until there's retrospective kind of insight. And
yes.
that pretty much sums up the hummingbird method. So I was kind of,
Oh,
how
that's
lovely is
awesome.
that? Hey, look at that. The universe is chatting to me. Hey, Trish,
Yep. That's all the synchronicities lining there.
confirming
Absolutely.
confirming to me that I chose the right name. And everyone kind of loves the name. And I think, I do like to help people resolve their stuff so they can have more joy in their life. And I think that that's what the hummingbird does. And back in kind of indigenous, cultures, the hummingbird was often represented the animal that when we were in darkness in the caves and living underground, it was the spirit animal that found the path to the light. And I think
Yes.
that is a representation of going from the unconscious to the conscious. So it's multi-layered, but
Beautiful.
it kind of suits it really does suit the method. And the method really is beautiful, to be honest. So
Ab
yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. So thank you everybody for joining in. Please attend the Australian Hypnosis Conference, whether you're coming in person or online, and jump into Alistair's talk because it's going to be fascinating. And yeah, I'm just so keen for it. I've read your description and things like that. I've read your webpage and I'm just like, oh, this is really cool. So everybody jump onto that and we will see everybody in the future. Bye bye.